All right, we are live and on YouTube as well. So Twitch is up, YouTube's YouTubing, and we are here on Monday morning. Welcome
Hey,
everyone
Monday
to the Foolish Tech Show. We're here mainly to provide support and answer any questions about our products and services. Otherwise, we will fill the dead air with random whatever. So if you'd like to ask some questions, feel free to jump over to our IRC chat at foolishtechshow.com. You can also help steer the conversation or participate. So how's it going, everyone?
Any doctors out there? I need a doctor.
medical or mental?
Well, probably both, but right now just a medical issue. I don't know if my camera is good enough for you guys to see, but I'm suffering from some angio. I've had this before once. They thought it was a allergic reaction
You got
to
it from Angie?
but angioedema.
Angie?
Angioedema. My
I told you
eyelids
to stay away from
now are swollen beyond belief, and red and scratchy and itchy, and I'm in a lot of discomfort. So my apologies. I also seems to have some additional itchiness, maybe hives-like breakout on my arms as well. So, yay! Any doctors out there, please, if you have any advice for me, particularly if you're a dermatologist or somebody who specializes in allergies or allergic reactions or angioedema, please contact me if you could. Please shoot me a private message or.
What area are you in, Michael? We'll get a local recommendation for you.
No, I don't need that. I just like to get the advice of a doctor, and I'll seek some local attention for it. But oh God.
Good morning,
What happened?
USS Rover.
I was just thinking, Michael, you could do something like this. It would be
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, but I'm not feeling my best. My apologies, everyone, and hopefully we can have a somewhat normal show despite my eyeballs and my poor vision.
Is there anything else you'd like to talk about today?
USS Rover says to try Benadryl.
Benadryl.
That's the professional medical opinion.
Yeah. What is
for all kind of stuff?
What is Benadryl? Loratadine?
From a YouTube video.
It's an antihistamine. Diphenhydramine hydrochloride, 25 milligram per tablet.
Yeah.
Over the counter.
Okay, I might have one of those as well. I already took something for allergies, but that was that this stuff? Let me see what's in this. No, it's not that. You were right. That's not the same thing. I wonder if I can mix this with loratadine.
Oh, that's awesome, USS Rover. They're in Las Vegas, and they found the show via Google. Google, they're nice like that.
Oh yeah, that's why I don't want to do Benadryl. It'll put me to sleep.
It's 5 a.m. there. Ouch.
Love in Vegas. Well, hey, you're probably just getting wrapped up for the day.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, if you ever needed some help and needed a blade really quickly, you can make one with a cigarette filter. Although you have to have a lighter or fire and a rock, so keep that in mind. Deep search, that's how you found it. Nice. Yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to ask USS Rover. What do you do out in Las Vegas?
Have fun?
Yeah. I hear that's what they do. Oh wait, you're not allowed to say what you do out there, are you?
Maybe.
It has
it's
to
not supposed to leave the state lines or the city, so we can't. I guess discuss it on the internet.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's not allowed to tell anybody if they're not there. He broke the rule. Sorry.
Supposed to stay in Vegas, you know that.
USS Rover, USS Rover.
Cool. Computer tech. Have you ever used any of our software or checked any of it out? USS Rover?
Did I see this?
That's mainly what we're here for, but we do other random stuff as well.
Yeah, I mean,
Like
we'll
this.
talk about whatever you like. I mean, it's
A
doesn't
3D
have to.
printed Gatling gun that fires 48 rubber bands.
By the way, I
Fun.
did mention that on Friday. Did
you?
That's neat.
It's cool enough to mention on Monday morning as well.
Yeah, probably maybe even more appropriate for Monday morning. Give me a lighthearted start to the week.
It's more appropriate for Monday morning.
Oh, whoops! And is that?
I think
Oh,
I think a rubber band
ah,
gun is appropriate at any time of the day.
Well, yeah, but if you don't already have one, you should probably be building it on Friday. Yes, I don't know.
so it's ready to go on
Um,
Monday. Yeah, start building on
yeah.
Friday, so it's ready to go on Monday. Yeah.
Well, other news out there is that the 2 new Chromebooks have access to Android apps now. The Pixel which is incredibly expensive, and I think the M13 or something. It was a Acer
See,
one.
I can't tell. I mean, I have a problem if. What do you mean by expensive? Exactly.
A
Costly?
$1,000 plus
No.
Chromebook.
$1,000. Okay, I draw the line. I mean, you got to make, in my opinion, you have to make a compromise for a Chromebook a little bit because of the OS issue.
I wouldn't mind paying $1,000 for a Chromebook if it had 12, 18, 24, 32, 48 gigs of RAM in it. I have an issue
Just a
paying.
large amount of, yeah.
I have an issue paying for 4 or 8 gigs of RAM at $1,000
Yeah.
when I'm running just Chrome, and I'm gonna use Chrome a lot. Like,
Yeah, that is the point,
that's
right?
not-
That is the
that's-
freaking point.
yeah, that's not why I'm not gonna get that. So
Okay, I'm with you. I definitely see that point of view, and I recommend that everyone else pay attention to that. It's nice to get those, like no, tinier, slimmer machines, but you don't want to lose out on stuff that you depend upon, like RAM. Okay. USS Rover by Byte Host 33.
yeah, he's got a ODS file of all the tech shows out there.
Oh.
We just got added to a list, possibly.
Uh-oh.
That's awesome. Thanks.
Dankeschön. Thank you.
We'll have to check out the other shows on that list.
But before he delists us from that, maybe we should get back to actual tech news. So kind of a slow weekend, but I think I talked about. Maybe I didn't, but on Friday there was some stories about. Let me see if I can find it. Here we go. DOS. There was a nice interview with the guy who maintains and wrote Jim Hall FreeDOS or FreeDOS. I don't know how you actually pronounce it. Does anybody have an opinion on the pronunciation of that?
I would say
DOS. Are you saying FreeDOS?
Yeah.
I would say FreeDOS.
Yeah.
Okay. So not FreeDOS. Okay. Very good. Very good. At any rate, this is the link that I should have mentioned on Friday. I may not have. I don't know if DOS really, you guys care so much about it. But it is interesting. As a follow-up too, there is a Freeware Hall of Fame, and a lot of
is there
nostalgia,
a reason
but
to use DOS?
Yeah. There are. First of all, I believe a portion of Australia's government depends upon an application that runs on DOS. And Mclaren or whoever makes those racing cars they depend upon a DOS application for their race car development. And so these are basically what would be considered applications valuing millions, certainly, if not billions of dollars, and they run on DOS. And now it's
Well,
unclear whether or
the
not they're.
car people, I thought they had a specific laptop that they had to have it on because they couldn't even reinstall the software again.
Oh, I mean, there may be other further
And that's just how terrible their tech
limitations.
stuff is. So
There may be additional limitations on top of that, but they're basically look. And if there's those two relatively large entities out there running it, there's got to be how many businesses and how many smaller entities that may still rely upon those types of applications.
I bet there's actually 1,000 like accounting applications that are still running off DOS.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. Financial stuff, yeah. Um, hell, I'm surprised there's not ATMs running DOS, but
Yeah, no, they all run XP.
yeah, that seems terribly advanced in comparison.
XP embedded.
But at any rate, that brings me up to my
Here's a link about the Mclaren laptop.
Oh, good. Thank you for that. Oh, did I just post that article twice? Jeez.
That's cool, right? You know,
I meant to, my bad, guys. I meant to talk about the Freeware Hall of Fame. Nostalgia moment, and my apologies, but going back to the BBS days, one of the things it was such a different experience than it was today, but one of the things I used to love is logging into, the first thing I did when I found a new BBS was log into it and immediately check out what files they had. I mean, right? I mean, what game they might have, what this or that, and because they weren't all interconnected like the internet is effectively, they would duplicate, and you would go to a site and you would just hope that it had a reasonably large library, and you'd probably have to have a whole list of 10 or 20 places to gather to go to get what you needed, and it was always something new seemingly every single week. Out there. These are a collection of utilities that are free, or it's possible some of them are shareware, but I believe they're largely. Oh no, I think they have to be completely free to be on here. But it just reminded me back of those days. Even their listing of the files is the old basically ASCII ANSI text readout of it, and I don't know, it just made me think. Now, PC board. Did anybody ever use PC board as BBS? I actually did not. I was quite familiar with a number of BBSs at the time, but I never did get into PC board.
Remote access 2.02, brother.
But they have a version of two versions, I believe, of PC board up there.
Michael, did you run your own BBS?
Yes, I did. It was briefly called Shadow Zone, and it
Shadow Zone.
had its own dedicated line. Not all BBSs had dedicated lines.
It was in the shadows.
No, they all did not, because I was calling sometimes, and
Yeah,
dudes
somebody
would be
would
like
pick up.
answering,
Yeah.
and they'd be like, Oh,
Yeah.
hold on, call back.
Now, I wasn't multi-line. I couldn't afford. I ran it out of my home, so I wasn't multi-line.
Or worse, it'd be like a mom answering or something. Who is this?
It used to, yeah, that was actually quite common back in the day. You'd get mothers or in some cases stay-at-home fathers answering the phone when you tried to call.
The good old days.
Not to mention you do you remember back in the day, like if it was really late at night, did you ever wonder like, uh-oh, should I call this number or not? What's gonna happen? Is mom gonna pick up, or is the actual BBS gonna pick up? But it was fun. It was fun times back then, and those links made me think about that. So thanks guys for letting us
Hey
know.
there, B. Check the Rover. Thank you, sir. So I guess that works, huh? I'll grab a coffee. Rover's last.
Rover's asking, yeah, that link should be fine, Rover.
Yeah, we can add that.
Yeah, so we'll add that.
I guess my hex chat isn't actually installed because it didn't detect that link.
Oh yeah, you can run HexChat Portable.
Well, in the meantime, here's a totally accurate battle simulator.
A battle simulator.
Yeah, it's a battle simulator.
I'm having a hard time seeing. I am having to sit extremely close to my monitor to make out the text on it. Is there problems with sitting too close to displays? Does it fry your brain somehow?
Probably all this stuff does. All this like 2.4 gigahertz stuff on our face and.
Oh, yeah. So, one of the good things that did happen to me this past weekend, and I don't think I shared with you guys, is I got a new cell phone. I've been thinking about a couple of things, but I broke down and I actually I'm on a plan with my mom and my dad for the 3 lines. Actually, it's under my mom's business name, to tell you the truth. But long story short,
The IRS appreciates your honesty.
Yeah, I got an S7 Edge.
Cool.
I don't know if that's actually.
Are you gonna get the VR for it?
The VR for it? No. I actually, first thing I do whenever I get a phone that installs the manufacturers install their own software, I disable it all. So I disabled the Gear VR. But I didn't buy my cell phone for VR purposes. If I want to do VR, I'll do it in some other manner, not on my phone. Although it's probably the phone might be the best way to. It is very easy on your phone.
And
yes.
it's much cheaper on your wallet.
That's true.
It's like
but
$100.
But again, I think VR is
you may,
ahead of its time.
They may have even brought back the promotion where you can get it for free in like 8 months.
Do what?
Well, it's an option. It's an option. I guess I can go that route.
Michael got the same phone that I got, the 7 Edge.
Oh,
and he's like, he's not going to do the VR stuff.
Oh gosh, but that's the only reason for that phone.
Yeah.
That's the only reason for that phone. Otherwise, there is no reason to get a Samsung phone.
Well, it is waterproof too.
Well,
no, it's not. It's
water resistant.
It works underwater.
Yeah.
What rating? What rating?
I've seen some poor. Have you seen some reviews of that?
Or something?
IP7, really?
I think so.
I read some things
that
there were some reviews done of that I heard were not supportive of the claims. So I would take that with a grain of salt, like any other technology. It and water don't mix.
This poor sucker right here is 6.7 or something, but nope.
This is
exactly.
IP68.
That's why I have this poor sucker. Well, it's the 6P that I had to get because I accidentally just jumped in the pool with the other one.
Anyway, I was very happy to.
Nothing that's IP rated is really rated for salt water. Like even if it's like you can use it in salt water, but even if you do use it in salt water, you want to like take it off and rinse it out with regular clean water after you've used it in salt water.
Interesting story.
That's really weird.
I thought the pool was salt conditioned, and it wasn't. It was just chlorine at the time. The salt cell wasn't.
Oh, USS Rover's right. Michael bought the phone for Pokemon Go. He's going to be letting Google track his location. Niantic will know his every move.
Well, one of the things though, Brantley, I wanted to note about this was it's of course a heck of a lot faster than my old phone. I am liking Marshmallow. I hadn't used Marshmallow
What'd you have
much
before?
at all. I guess I had Lollipop, but
What phone?
the Galaxy S4. Um, and this new one, though, I'm very happy. What, though, I had a question for you. What app do you use for SSH on your phone?
ConnectBot.
Okay, good. So do I. I chose that as well. Although Juice seems to
I'm
be
upset though because you can't use port forwarding without root access, and we'll probably never see root access.
Yeah. So what about Juice? Does that overcome that limitation?
What? I don't know.
Okay. I don't know if you tried Juice or not. It seems to be a very popular SSH
Nope, I
client.
haven't. So, Michael, you got a Samsung that has Gear VR, and you're not going to use it.
Uh, I might.
It's like $100, and you have virtual reality.
You know how
Like
much
an
money I already
actually
spent?
pretty good virtual reality. Like Google Cardboard is a decent implementation, and you can use Samsung Gear VR for Google Cardboard, but the Oculus implementation is so much nicer. And like the menu system's pretty nice. You're just fluid and there.
So, you bought one? You bought
You
It's
can
the
like
watch
it's like buying a
Netflix.
sports car and saying you're not going to get on the throttle a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you do have the gear accessory?
Yeah.
Okay. And you use it and it's like you just said, okay. Um,
You can watch Netflix in it. Man, you get a freaking huge TV for Netflix, or you can just have a huge floating window wherever you want to sit, lay, or whatever. It's freaking awesome.
that sounds creepy and it sounds like I would vomit. But
It's not like you're jumping around in the movie.
it sounds like I would get dizzy and fall down. It sounds like Lucy would jump
You'd
on
be
me or
laying
something.
down. Like, literally, you can lay back and watch Netflix. Like,
And
just
worse
sitting
than
there
that,
staring up at your ceiling.
I'll end up
You
walking
just
out
watch
into.
Netflix.
I'll end up finding myself in my front lawn, or worse, in the middle of the
You don't
road.
walk
You
anywhere. You
know.
just sit. Are you gonna really roll your computer chair out into the middle of the road?
No, but.
All right. Well, then you'll be fine. You do want to have a swirly chair for it. It is much more fun with a swirly chair. You can just like spin around.
Oh, you can get dizzy. Then I definitely would throw up. Um, so, I don't know. I'll consider it, but that's in the voodoo
Dude,
technology
that's the way
realm.
of the future. I
Yeah.
mean, if you don't want to do that, you better be looking at investing $700 or $800 in Rift or Vive.
I want to see the content be out there. I want to see the use case, the must-have use
There
case
is
at least.
content out there.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of games out there for it already,
Yeah.
and videos and
Okay,
movies,
I don't
and
have a good excuse. I don't have a good
music videos.
excuse.
Like there are so many 360 videos on YouTube. It's ridiculous.
Oh, there are now?
Yeah,
I don't keep up with.
you can search for it right now. You can actually look at it on your phone. You just have to stand and turn around with your phone and stuff.
That did make me dizzy, and I fell over in my swirly chair.
Yeah, if you do it that way, that is incredibly making you fall out of your seat.
Look, the way my eyes are bothering me right now, I can't look at anything. But I will try the VR. I'll expose
Yeah.
myself to it. I'll hopefully not have any allergic reactions to that. Um, but
If you hadn't
I
wussed
didn't
out
buy
because
it.
of
I didn't buy it for the
Stingray,
VR.
you could have played with it at Nick's house.
Hmm. Oh, yeah, I suppose I could. Yeah.
Super fun.
All right. Yeah.
There's so many zombies you can kill.
I do like killing zombies.
Yeah, that's the good stuff. So there's a planet out there that orbits 3 suns. What kind of sunset would that be, huh? Tatooine sunset. That's what that would be.
Yeah, it's interestingly enough, I wonder how realistic it would be, or what would the likelihood of having such unified orbital patterns that you'd ever have a sunset with that many stars.
I don't know. It's usually only 2 stars. So
Well,
if there's
I
3
mean,
stars,
what do
I'm
you
sure they have a strange
usually?
pattern,
A
and they're all at
trinary
the middle.
system? Yeah,
But I mean,
it's.
if they're all at the middle, they probably eclipse each other quite a bit too.
Oh yeah, there's probably more frequency of eclipse. I would agree with that. Um,
I wonder how a sun eclipse works.
What do you mean?
Is it like double the
Oh
time
yeah, you're right.
output,
Because
or
we just have one. Yeah, yeah. Well, it would.
like it's actually doubly bright, and then it's just half as bright, and then doubly bright again?
I don't know. I don't
Well,
know.
I guess
We
it wouldn't
really
be half
need
as
to ask
bright
this
if it was
question.
doubly bright. It would just be
We'll never see those
regular bright.
things in our lifetimes, at least.
What? We can see it right now.
I mean, the
Have you
sunset of a
heard of
triple
this
star
thing called
system,
VR?
huh?
Have you heard of this thing called VR? You can be
Oh, the
anywhere.
virtual reality stuff.
Yeah. You can be on this planet.
Hmm.
A computer simulated version of this planet, but still. You can be on
So, how soon before we're going to start to take those things seriously regarding is the universe a hologram or some sort of simulation? Um,
Oh, I already believe it's the Matrix. Is that even questionable anymore?
uh, I mean, I thought it was, but maybe not. Depends on your perspective, I suppose. And so, yes, if anybody has any cures for eyes being on fire, eyes being on fire is what my eyes feel like right now. Please, please type that in the chat. Oh, and yes, don't stare at the triple eclipse either. I'm sure it's at least as bad as staring at a solar eclipse, if not far worse.
Hey, so Glenn posted on the show links page a link about a Raspberry Pi 3 having a Photoflash Wi-Fi problem. It says here that it's a Photoflash sensitivity on the Pi 3 Wi-Fi chipset.
Yeah, this has been a known case with certain, it had been reported with single-board computers, causing them to actually reboot if they are vulnerable to this, and that had been something I think that was resolved with manufacturing or something. But I had seen this, but it doesn't surprise me that it would affect other chips as well. But yes, if you have a camera with a photo flash and you point it at the device and you take a picture, you will cause some harm.
It'll force a reboot on the system?
Well, forcing a reboot was the computer problem that I had seen. I didn't know about the
Wi-Fi?
The Wi-Fi issue, but
yeah. That's interesting. I wonder if they, I mean, because that uses pretty generic parts, so probably fairly common in a lot of cheaper things. I wonder how many things have photo sensitivity, and how lucky was it that we had digital cameras come at the same time all this other stuff came out that would be sensitive to photo stuff. So like people aren't flashing bulbs anymore.
yeah, but it, most, I mean, any flash might.
An LED flash though, isn't that different than maybe?
It's different. I
I
don't
guess
know.
we'll
It's
have
a
to
good
do more
question. We
research.
might have to, yeah, that might need to be tested. I don't know.
I think you need to push the button on your headset thing. Your base station.
Was there a there was a link? Was there a link?
He just completely ignored it.
That's okay. We didn't really want to hear him anyway.
Was there a link to that
What is this? Huh?
What, Michael?
Is there a link to that photosensitivity problem?
Can't hear you, Michael.
Michael, push the button
You
on
should
your
listen
base.
instead of speaking. Thank you.
Oh, now you're muted.
Hello?
Now we can hear you.
Okay, so the photosensitivity issue, was there a link to that?
That's the YouTube one below the CNN one.
Oh, it's a YouTube. There you go, tubing me again. Jeez. You got to be careful with that because I'm broadcasting the show, so I need to. It's still looking okay, right? Oh God, I took away the chat. See what I did? No.
Oh, you did.
It's the wrong one.
Oh no.
Is that better? Yeah.
Oh gosh. I won't know for an extremely long delay.
Okay, my apologies for that.
Yep, now it's back. Michael, you don't have something that auto stops YouTube videos from playing? No?
What was the question?
You don't have something that auto stops YouTube videos from playing?
Oh, no, I guess not. I don't know.
I have one called Magic Actions that I use. It does some other YouTube things too.
Maybe I should look
See if
into
I
that.
can find it.
Not so sure I like the implications of this article. Stupid Fortune article. But
That plugin will stop YouTube videos from automatically playing. It's like one of the things that I hate the most about YouTube. They don't give me an option to not automatically start playing a video.
Anyway, I sent that article, and it looks like there will be hardly no only federal election observers only going to be sent to 5 states this year. It would appear. I don't want to go into politics, but that's
The permissions on that plugin are awful scary. Read and change all your data on the websites you visit. How about just like YouTube or like not all your data, but like
the implications are pretty scary sometimes.
Yeah,
for that
I'm
type
sorry.
of thing.
That's not good.
Anyway, but in a more agreeable news story is this one. I think everyone can agree is pretty cool. They just fired up just a portion now of what will be the largest radio telescope. It's a Meerkat. But anyway, read that article. It's apparently was extremely successful. They pointed an area of the sky where they had just previously had cataloged 70 galaxies, and they were able to find 1,300 where there was just 70 found previously.
What does that mean?
Well, I mean, it means it works very, very well for the small part of it that was turned on. Only 16.
What are they going to do with those new galaxies?
It's only 16 of 64 dishes were turned on.
I'm going to take a vacation.
No, it's not like you can go there. They were just observed. But you know, it's just more galaxies to look at, I guess. I don't know.
More galaxies to look at. Man, just when I thought there weren't enough galaxies to look at, they go off and find more galaxies.
Now, Meerkat's going to be integrated into the Meerkat array is going to be integrated into. I'm sorry, I think I may have said the Meerkat was the largest one. It's going to be integrated into the largest radio telescope array, which is going to be the square kilometer array. I think that's what it's called.
So it's going to find even more galaxies?
Well, it's going to have the equivalent. It's going to have the equivalent resolution, I think, of a dish of a telescope that was a kilometer in size, but it's obviously not a kilometer. It's basically several radio telescopes around the world being coordinated together and having their data interpolated to basically improve the resolution and detection. Anyway, it's great that we can see so far so accurately in so many wavelengths, and in a way back in time, being that every light year away that we see something, it's that many years in the past that we are observing it. The light that we see on distant stars left them tens, hundreds, thousands of years ago, and we're only just seeing their light today. That light today.
Yeah, and imagine all the other stuff that we're looking at. That's radio waves and all that, gamma and all that.
Nonsense.
Those are even slower. Those could have been billions of years ago.
Okay, electromagnetic radiation all propagates at the same rate.
Here's a project that you can't do on Odroid that you can do on Raspberry Pi. You can make a OBD. That's one of those things that you can plug up to your car and find out what's wrong with your car.
OBD.
OBD.
What are they called? What does that stand for?
Onboard diagnostics.
Oh yeah.
I'm just guessing. I don't really know.
Yeah, odbPi port. Yeah. There's this. It's also, I think, the name of the port that is used to actually physically connect the device.
Old bastard dirty.
It's the thing in your car that mechanics use to hook it to the machine,
Yeah.
so they don't have to think about stuff.
Mechanics, not just mechanics. You can buy your own little utilities that do it.
Well, I know. I have one. I have one in my cars too. It's GPS tracking, and it gives me a text if all kinds of stuff happens, like it moves but the engine's not on.
Does it tell you when your car has issues? Like
It does. It does indeed.
Okay. Did you see this? It's a good thing I don't live in the DC area anymore. But look at this article.
It also provides a wireless access point.
Look at this article. DC's EMS considering using Uber for 911 calls. How the hell is that going to work? How the hell is that going to work?
Hopefully cheaper than an ambulance.
Yeah.
It better be. If their charge would be the same.
Like, you have to pay a deposit for the gunshot wound. Like, you're gonna get blood all over my car, man. I don't know if I can give you a ride. Honestly, I know you're bleeding to death, but I'm gonna have to turn your way.
Yeah, if I call 911 for an emergency and Uber shows up, I'm gonna be a little upset.
And
Some
for
random dude. You know.
for all you folks out
Hey,
there,
y'all call 911?
Get in! Just get in!
Oh, did you need help getting the door open?
Hold on, I'm gonna have to put
how
you
many dead bodies do they
Callers
just
who do not have true emergencies?
in the
If you
field?
don't have a true emergencies. Why are you calling 911? And isn't that illegal to call?
Yeah, I was about to say,
emergency?
instead of getting arrested, they're gonna just call a cab for you.
In the field testing of this, how many dead bodies were the Uber drivers dropping off at the hospitals? Yeah.
Well, who
And are they
decides?
paid if they're dead or not when they arrive?
Is it the 911 dispatcher that decides that you don't need a paramedic, that you just need an Uber driver? Or do the paramedics meet them out there and then determine who you get to ride with?
Emergencies. How many people are going to the? Oh, jeez. I don't
Yeah,
know.
when Michael was twitching on the beach, I really should have just called an Uber driver.
Now you know.
Well, no, here's what'll happen is you actually just get a busy signal and it says, sorry, all operators are busy, but if you'd like to have an Uber scheduled to deliver you to the local A, police station, B, fire department.
No, it's
Hospital.
it's not.
You can have that scheduled.
It's
Just
the
press
voice
down
activated
4.
menu. Did you say? Did you say? You know, have one of those systems in it.
Yeah. Did you say hospital?
Yeah. You just see somebody dying on the other end, choking to say, "I'm choking, I'm choking, I'm choking." Did you say? Did you say heart attack? But I have another little for all you people who like to watch videos instead of read articles. And I'll mainly though this is for do-it-yourselfers out there. If you have old Nintendo cartridges lying around and haven't found a better use for them and don't really want to keep them for playing or have the old Super Nintendo, you could turn it into a SSD enclosure or 2.5-inch external hard drive enclosure. Not really clear if I'm kind of think the value of the cartridge is more valuable than making it into an SSD enclosure. I don't know what your thoughts are on that, but I thought it was interesting.
I thought this was interesting.
Oh, and did that Meerkat one that I listed up there?
Did you say Meerkat?
Oh yeah, that telescope one. Hey, that's another link to a CNN link to that telescope one if you want to have a comparison.
That link I posted is a Canteen that can turn into a Pint glass. It's a little bit expensive though, but still pretty cool, especially if you're an avid camper and pint drinker. But $32 for one.
Yeah, I'll just settle for my regular $10 Canteen
Yeah.
that has an aluminum cup with it if I need a cup.
Hey, so I saw this MacBook mod, and I was like, you could probably do that with most any laptop nowadays, and would actually be pretty cool for laptops that you give to your younger kids. It's a Lego board on the back of your laptop.
Awesome.
Yeah. So you just take the base board and put that over the back of your laptop, and then you can have Legos on it.
Let me see.
That's pretty sweet.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. What about this Tubi? What is that one about? Where did I even post that one? Where is my? Oh my gosh, I lost my. Darn it. I lost my crap. Okay, so it looks like this is a link to the Nintendo PlayStation prototype teardown. This was the device that Nintendo was marketing, I believe, probably to go up against maybe the Sega CD. And it was basically a collaboration between Sony and Nintendo prior to the PlayStation coming to be. And it was basically a Super Nintendo with a CD-ROM add-on. And this guy breaks it down. I found it to be interesting how the controller looks on this guy and the ultimate design of it. Pretty cool. So there's a link I think to go along with that. Let me see if I can post that. Here we go. Hackaday.
The Nintendo PlayStation.
Mm-hmm. The YouTube video and that are related, by the way.
Cool.
So yeah, I kind of been on a little bit of a retro kick this morning, starting off with the DOS news and then progressing to that. But yeah. It looks like I don't know. Have we talked about Tour Guard?
No. What is that?
It's interesting. It looks like
Go on.
these are lifetime. They've got some promotion doing for basically it's a anonymous VPN service. Let me see. But why is that price terribly good? They're saying $30 a year for life. Oh, that is good. Yeah. A year. I'm thinking monthly. Jeez. Okay. So my apologies. I'd look into them. I'm not necessarily promoting it, but they also offer a proxy service for 25 a year for life as well. If any of that interests you guys, the two links. So that's the first one was a proxy one, and then there's the anonymous VPN one. So that's a good price. That's a lot better than what I'm currently paying, and I'm gonna have to look into that. Basically, I'm gonna look into that.
So, did you see this, Michael? About the appeals court being told that they can't force someone to hand over data that's being stored abroad without a warrant.
One more time, repeat. I'm sorry.
So, the appeals court ruled that you can't force a company to turn over data that's stored in a.
Oh, I talked about this. This is Microsoft won this in the appeals court. Yeah, and for their Ireland, for their data that was in Ireland, right? Yeah. I was following that. I think that's a big win. I kind of like that. It's
Big win for who?
well, yeah, that's a good point. There's criticism that this would make it harder for us to investigate our country, but it also protects I don't. Yeah, I don't. That's a good question. Yeah, you're right. What's your take on it? Because right, I mean, is it protecting the businesses? Is this just Microsoft getting its jollies by not having to comply with something they don't want to comply with, or is this going to actually protect consumer privacy in some way, or protection by not having the government snoop on it?
I would think it would apply more to individuals. Like it would, I feel like individuals would be safer if they know they're storing their stuff somewhere else, or if, say, like you're going through a different country's servers. So even if your VPN was logging, as long as you were going through your VPN, they wouldn't be forced to turn over data to you.
No, that's
because
an
it's on
interesting
server in a different country.
Now that's an interesting interpretation and use case for this. Yeah, the implications would be right that you could VPN and just have an endpoint in a country that.
I mean,
in any
even
country,
if you wanted to be like you might not even know if those VPNs are going to those countries. You could even just rent a VPN or a VPS in a country and use that as your own entry and exit point. And being stored in that server, that data can't be forced to be given up.
Uh-oh, has Twitch had the shaft? What's wrong with Twitch? Uh-oh. What have I done?
It looks fine.
Oh, it's just Glenn. It's just Glenn.
Yeah, it shows here.
Ah, Glenn, I didn't look at the name. You got me, Glenn. Oh.
Hey, Glenn, I read somewhere that Australia, South Australia, the electricity is going like through the roof. I didn't understand a lot of what the article meant because it was in like metric or something.
It was in that Australian language, yes. Google Translate's not up yet.
Oh, he's not gonna hear that. Dang it. Well, another opinion I saw that was good was this person was played Pokemon Go and then got into Ingress because it was the earlier version of Niantic's creation of Pokemon Go, and it's much more complicated and in depth and stuff. So they seem to find it much better playing Ingress than playing Pokemon Go. And I feel like the social and community aspect behind Ingress will always make it a better game.
This sounds like fanboy talk.
Maybe, but
It sounds like genuine talk to me, actually.
yeah, I mean, I like both games.
He's presenting, you know.
I never liked Pokemon.
A very important feature.
Yeah, I never liked Pokemon movies or cartoons. I was like already past the age where I would watch that.
Yeah.
And
Do you feel if you were younger that the product would be more appropriate for you?
no, what I was saying is I like Pokemon Go. They did a fairly decent job of making the game. Like it's actually a decent game. But compared to Ingress, Ingress has a lot more features and basis on it. Like the dynamics in the game of Ingress actually change along with a storyline that they're constantly pushing forward.
Do you believe that was a conscious choice on Nintendo's part as far as marketing towards children?
To have it stay the same in Pokemon?
Well, no, just to make it simpler, I guess, or.
I really don't know. I honestly feel like maybe they were more limited. Like, yeah, maybe Nintendo decided that they should make it less. I guess the biggest thing there is that you're inviting children and adults to play together, and having a social impact of that is probably not the best course of action. Like, I don't know. Ingress is a completely different game, and it has much more tactical implications in it, and you have to actually play with other people to be able to achieve certain things in the game. Pokemon, you just walk around. But I will tell you that I went downtown last night, like just driving through downtown to pick up like extra gear or whatever. And there was at least 50 people walking up and down the street playing Pokemon Go. Clearly, like in groups of people, like herding around, all looking at their phones. Like,
yeah. Friday night, I went out to dinner in Winston-Salem, and there were tons and tons of people walking around playing Pokemon.
Yeah, it's crazy, incredible how popular the game is. Like, Ingress is popular, and I've seen crowds and herds of Ingress people, but that's like at planned events where like it's worldwide planned national.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've randomly seen an Ingress person out and about. I haven't yet witnessed a Pokemon Go person, so I can't say with
You
absolute
don't leave your house, though.
But I don't leave my house very often, so yeah, that's true. But these reports, wow, that is pretty crazy. And you guys, I guess your guys live close enough to cities and stuff where there'd be a larger population, but it's not. It's still relative. I mean, would you consider your area as rural, like mine is rural, or?
Michael, I started playing Pokemon in the town that you live in,
Oh,
and there were tons of people out that night in downtown.
oh, downtown there. Oh, yeah. Wow. So, wow, that is popular then.
If it's in that town, it's popular.
Okay, so better lithium-ion
I
batteries.
mean, there
Ars
were
Technica
people
has
all
learned.
up and down the beach playing it the first day it came out. It's tons of people playing it. Like the gyms that you
If
have.
only I had that as a distraction for my Stingray story. That would have been a much better story if I was playing Pokemon Go when I got bitten by a
It would have
stingray.
been much better.
Yeah.
If you were trying to catch something while you were handling a stingray. That
Yeah,
was
yeah.
cool.
Pokemon Go instructs player to walk into ocean and get bit by a stingray or get barred by a stingray.
No,
That'd
it
be a
would be
great
more
Well,
like
maybe the Stingray was playing Pokemon.
it would be more like obsessed player forgets to put down phone while handling stingray.
And I'm sure it's
Um,
absolutely no fun at all to throw firecrackers in a big crowd of Pokemon Go players.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
no. Let's not remember
But you know what is fun?
the kids.
Is having a Wi-Fi pineapple and having them all connect to no internet but Wi-Fi. And they all just lose connectivity and they're like, "What? No!"
Yeah, that would that it might be something I would laugh about.
It would be.
Might be an actual the right use case for your pineapples that you have. Let's see. That article I posted, by the way, was a little bit of a demystification on the improvements in lithium-ion batteries that they'll be making. Apparently, it involves magnets, folks. So there is that, and that is fascinating. It's a little brief. That's not a long one. It's not an in-depth article, but let's see.
I was reading all the stuff in the chat, and Glenn, that's interesting that it's because of the renewable output. So investing in renewable energy caused an issue with the infrastructure suppliers not having profits. So the cost of gas and coal went through the roof. So because of solar energy or renewable energy, the people paying regular stuff like had astronomical pricing.
And so you were talking about Mr. Robot a little bit on Friday, weren't you?
Yeah, one of the greatest shows on TV.
Okay. Ars Technica also has a little bit of background and why I guess maybe some of the realism regarding the computer stuff that the show portrays. Again, having not watched it, I can't speak to the fact of that, but they have apparently
cool.
a very well-to-do consultant.
Dude, they spend like
Or
hours, like 12 hours on a single screen.
really?
So like actual text and stuff that shows on the screen is actual stuff that would happen. That's actually the interesting part about it, is they really do pay attention to detail.
And there was ransomware talked about in the show, or they created ransomware.
Yeah,
Okay.
the first
And
episode.
this article is also specifically
second
about apparently about there was apparently the consultant, I think, did a pen test or something like that, and how that led ultimately to the ransomware. So, wow, a lot of interesting bits of information there. It looks like. Oh, maybe I will have to watch that show. Maybe I will. Oh, but here's an even better. Did you guys ever play Killer Instinct? In the arcade?
Yeah, I played it on Sega.
I thought this was Well, you guys aren't. I have a friend who's big into vinyl, and so I sent that to him this weekend, and I don't know if it has any interest for you, but I thought I don't know. I thought it was a little bit weird for a video game having a video game soundtrack having that much attention. But I do remember some of those sounds, so I guess they were incredibly popular. I don't know.
Oh, sorry. The Chromebook that is able to use it is actually the Acer R11. So whatever I said earlier was wrong. But it was the Pixel and the Asus Chromebook Flip are all able to use it. A Poke Your Mom video, Glenn.
Mm,
Uh-oh.
Is this safe for work?
probably not.
Mm.
You know, Michael's dog does that exact same thing. Like it
God,
just walks up to you and just goes.
Do we have any eye doctors out there? Please, somebody, please give me some advice.
Yeah, you can close your eyes.
Wait, I can't see anything. That's not going to
That's
be
good.
acceptable if I can't see anything, Brantley. This
Mm.
isn't not going to work. How am I
It
going
is
to
safe for work,
how
Glenn
am I going
says.
to watch that video?
I don't know, but you gotta figure it out. Maybe just close one eye at one time. Just get one better at a time.
Okay, well, this eye I don't have good enough vision and I can't open enough to see out of.
What's wrong with your eyes?
That one.
Oh, you didn't know? Can't you see what's wrong with my eyes?
Oh Lord.
Yes.
I really looked at
Oh, Lord is right. I have problem this morning. I'm having that same basic allergic reaction that I had previously, and I don't know what's causing it. I'm probably gonna have to go to some sort of allergist or something. Or is that even a real thing? Who's
Okay.
somebody that specializes in allergies?
All right. Well, I guess if you would like to
Donate
follow
to
up
the
with
Help
that,
Michael's Eyes Foundation, please.
his address is
No, just send us an email or to sales@foolishit.com or post in the IRC chat there for us. We'll follow up with the.
or send in a check to Michael's address at.
Just do it like you do Santa Claus.
You won't even give
North
out your
Pole
address for
works.
money.
North Pole works fine.
Come on, Michael, give out your address for money. You know you want to.
It's gonna P.O. Box.
You have to get that first. You can't just pick a random number and hope you get that at the post office box.
That's not the way that works.
No. Crowdfund it.
Crowdfunding.
Get a crowdfunding page. All right. Well, I think that wraps it up for today. We will be back tomorrow at 10 a.m. So join us there if you have any questions about our products or services and would like us to answer them or demo them on air. Otherwise, you can always contact our support via the various methods available on our website. And otherwise, thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye, Internet.
All right, take care, guys. Oh, I have to stop it. That's right. I am shutting down the